Hi you guys, it's Michelle. And I just wrote a bunch of notes that I want to share with you. And it's because I had, well, I'll tell you in a second, but this has been a week that's been a little busy between kids being home from school. I have performance in hip hop this week, which I'm so excited about. And all of these things are manageable in between running businesses and home life and family life. But I thought it'd be fun to bring to you tonight 5 signs that it's time to schedule a little more self-care and downtime into your calendar. Because these are the things that were coming to mind in the last couple of days for me. When you get on autopilot and you're just going and going and you're trying to get everything finished, it's quite obvious if you're in that personal development space like I am, that and working on recognizing, not beating yourself up, but just recognizing and noticing things that come up, that you become aware of things you might not otherwise have noticed. So if you're joining me, say hi and give me a thumbs up if you have been in this situation where you've just got kids running and school's out and now they're home, and it's wonderful because you don't have the school shuffle back and forth, but now you're trying to find your mojo at work. I work from home, so now the kids are home, and it's just a new ebb and flow for the week. And then I scheduled in all the doctor appointments so we can get those all out of the way. And that's just what you do. You try to do your best, right? So again, say hi if you guys are coming on. And if you're watching replay, put replay below. So number 1 of the 5 signs, and this is what I wrote down. You forget words easily. I have been forgetting everything. That's the need for writing my ideas down for you today, so I don't forget 5. I only had to remember 5, but I'm just gonna roll with it. You know, I'm aging. It's okay. We're gonna celebrate it. But the funnier part about that is earlier this week, we were having lunch with a friend, and another friend walked in that I hadn't seen in a while. I went to introduce and be the one to introduce each other so nobody felt left out, and I couldn't remember a very close friend's name that was right in front of me. So Mike, again, I apologize. I do know who you are. I just couldn't remember your name at that moment because life happens, right? Sign number 1, that maybe you're running a little too busy. Number 2, you notice more fidgeting, you notice more nervous energy, maybe you're twirling your hair or pulling at it, your hands are always up in your hair, your foot is kind of shaking, or you're tapping your pen or pencil, and normally you're just going through life, right? You don't really become aware of it, but all of a sudden, like, my senses are heightened, and I am guilty, like, hands up, guilty, human there, right? So that's number 2. So let me know, guys. Give me some thumbs up if you're agreeing or if you've been there and you feel the same thing. And then also I'd love to know if you come up with any other ones after these 5 are done. So number 3 is a big one. Complaining. You hear yourself complaining. All the reasons why it's so hard. All the reasons why I can't do whatever. Or maybe you start to lose your shit a little bit, right? Like you're just kind of going, it's a time to pull back. It's a time to kind of reassess and get out of that victim mentality, because that's all that is. That's just your ego brain going, hey, by the way, let's feel bad over here, and let's play that old story that likes to play up about why you can't get something done or why it's so hard for you. We all have the same 24 hours, right? And we get to choose how we use that. So I can choose to be in that mode for a little bit of time. I can choose to honor that when it comes up, and I can choose to get out of it. So it really is up to us to be able to choose those things for ourselves. And yeah, it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen. So yeah, that's a big sign for me. You know, just time to slow that schedule down. Maybe take a little bit of time in that schedule in the afternoon to just block it out and be still. Because then, number 4, I noticed that you begin to become aware of all those good habits that you've created for yourself and where they might have fallen off the wagon. So it can be as simple as meditating, which would be the next really great thing to be doing when you're feeling crazed, right? But that seems to drop off in the morning, and maybe you don't find the time at night, or maybe you just don't sit still enough. And I have been so much better at that for myself. 5 years ago, I didn't even know it existed, so it's really great for me when I'm able to just kind of calm and center that I actually crave it now. But man, I'll look back and sure enough, for the last 4, 5, 6 days, that was dropped. So here we go, back in those cycles, because we like to go falling into those habits that we're used to, right? Those things that feel comfortable or maybe become second nature. And that's why it's so important when you create a new habit or try something new for yourself, that you do it more frequently and you do it consistently for at least 3 weeks to kind of get that in your body. So it's not just something you're doing in your head, you're actually embodying it. Because when life catches up with you, and it's not always perfect. We're going to have weeks where things are piled in and it seems like Murphy's Law, like it all just kind of compiles together all at the same time, whether it's weddings or birthdays or show performances or school getting out, like it all just does, especially for parents. Raise your hands there if you know that the time between April and June just get a little bit insane. And that's okay. That's just what it is, right? We just need to recognize it and maybe plan a little bit better for it. And that includes me again. And here I'm a coach, right? I know this, I teach this, and it's just so awesome that we're in our humanness that we all need reminding. Like nobody just learns this and then it's like, oh, I've mastered that, I don't have to worry about it now. No, that's not how our brains are wired. We've got those conscious levels and those subconscious and unconscious levels, and they are always working. We've got the ego over here trying to keep us comfortable and safe from doing new things. And then we've got our habits we created. But then if we're not embodying those habits and those good, those good energies, like it just can go back and revert to things that don't work or serve us as well, including our thoughts, right? So I think that's a 4. Yeah, okay, so journaling was another one that I had just dropped off. I got up, made my bed in the morning. I had this routine of what I like to do and get things going and center my morning. So it creates a nice calm morning. And I dropped a few of those things off my list. So it was kind of awesome to notice that. And then number 5, okay, so noticing habits around food. So for you, or for me, it could be the choices that we make around food, how we're not as conscientious about choosing the healthier items. Maybe it's more grab and go, or maybe we just choose to skip a meal or think we'll come to it later, and then 4 hours goes by and it's noon and we didn't have breakfast, or we just had coffee in the morning and then now it's noon and we didn't have lunch, or we didn't have breakfast and we're just getting to lunch. It's those words things. See, I forgot. Yeah, that happens quite a bit because that time starts to fly by faster. It flies by as if time and the clock have this new existence in a day. 6 hours becomes the new 15 minutes. Like it felt like 15 minutes just went by, but all of a sudden, you've lost track of time. So when that happens, that's another sign for me to maybe reassess what's going on and what can I pull back on in my calendar? What can I move around a little bit, shift, make some time to be a little bit more present and take care of myself. The other thing around food I noticed was standing to eat. And I know the benefits of resting and digesting, sitting and just being mindful in your eating, but that's gone out the window because we stand and we eat something, or we're too busy, or we're working and we want to eat while we're working. I mean, oh my gosh, that is such an old habit for me to go back to. I used to eat at my desk all the time. And just keep getting work done so I can get out of the office, and I don't know if that's you. Put a 1 in the comments if you've done that, been there, done that, or you're busy eating so you grab and go and you're eating in the car. All those little things, it's like all those tiny little decisions, those little habits that come back when we get scattered, and how if we're not aware of it, how it can compile into our lives every single day. And I just brought some awareness around it. Now, here's the other thing that I thought was really amazing. I would have beat myself up before. If I had thought about that, I would have been like, oh my gosh, you're beating yourself up. Like, get back better. Like, dig in, do better, be better. And today I just kind of laughed and noticed it. And I was so proud of myself in a sense that it just has to be noticed. And then I can make another choice from there. I can choose to continue on the same path, or I can choose to make a difference. Sit down, have my meal, get my phone away from me, sit and just relax while I eat it, and give myself 5 or 10 minutes. It's 5 or 10 minutes, Look at my calendar. What things do I really not need to do right now that I can move or call somebody and reschedule with, and take some time to just kind of bring everything down. Because I love being busy and achieving and being an entrepreneur, and I love, love, love being with my kids and my mom, but I don't want to miss those moments because I spend a lot of my life missing out on moments from trying to be a hamster in the wheel and create bigger and do more. And I want to find that ease and flow in life with it now, and I believe that it exists, and I know that it's out there. And in this kind of time where things get a little crazy is not it for me. And if it's not it for you, give me a smiley emoji in the comments below, because there are ways that we can look at that, right? Acknowledge and notice and recognize it for what it is when life gets busy, and where we can make those small changes, where we can take better care of ourselves, where we can schedule in a little bit more self-care, a little bit more relaxation, a little bit more meditation, being aware, right? And just trying to do better, because we're all human. We need the reminders. I love that we have the choice to wake up and make our day better, that we have a choice to change anything we want in our life. And we just have to have the mindset to do it. So I hope this serves you guys today. If you're catching this replay, please let me know what resonated with you. Please let me know what else happens for you when life gets crazy busy. What do you feel? Do you feel more anxious? Do you feel your heart fluttering? Do you feel aggravated more? Do you feel like you just want it to stop? I mean, what comes up? So put those in the comments below so we can chat about it. All right, you guys, take care. Have a great night.